Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Malice Corp TV talk, Thursday Night Supernatural. Sorry we missed you last week. We were having a lot of technical difficulties. I think a 5-pound sledge was involved with a motherboard at some point. I'm not sure.
Oh, dude, it was, I don't even know, like, I didn't even know that a Windows update could completely and utterly destroy a computer.
Was it Windows 10?
It was Windows 10. So you know what? Windows
Yep.
10 can eat a flaming cactus and choke on it.
Yeah. Yep. I have seen a hard drive destroyed by that update. So much fun. By the way, I'm ICZorro, and the lovely lady joining me is Superwhovian Freak, our resident expert on Supernatural. Let's get into it. Episode 13, Devil's Bargain. So we start with the previously on, the then, and you see Michael, you see Lucifer, you see Lucifer's escape, and those angels being idiots.
You saw Kevin, you saw Osric.
A little bit of Jack and Mary. So we figure we're going to get to see at least a lot of these people today. Turns out about half of them. So Lucifer is trying to get some grace from Cass, and that's not going to work. But Cass stabbed him, and it was weird. I remember we saw the light go out of his eyes towards the end of the shot in the previous episode. But did either of us even think he was actually going to be dead?
No, I figured he was going to be weakened. What I don't understand is, how did he get away? Number one, that was not explained. And number two, why didn't Cass keep stabbing him? Maybe it wasn't an archangel blade? Was he using just a regular angel blade and it only hurt because he was so weak?
Yeah,
but
maybe it's like a stun gun for him?
Yeah, so like he can't actually die from it, but that could be.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's something I didn't even think about. The last thing we saw was Cass stabbing him, and what, did he just drop him and walk away?
Apparently, he's not very good at checking to make sure the body's dead. You know, he took a terrible serial killer.
So, angel serial killer. According to the show, most of them are.
Yeah.
So we cut to some girl rolling down the sidewalk, and everything's all cutesy, and it looks like it's set up as some rom-com. And sure enough, she accidentally falls into a guy carrying a wedding cake, and he catches her. And my first thought immediately was, Cupid, huh?
Yep. I miss Cupid, though.
And,
I miss the first Cupid. I mean, naked Cupid hugging Dean was the best thing of season 5. Just, I want to hug. No. I don't like this. I don't like this. And then Cass is just, nobody likes it. Nobody.
Yeah, it's like pulling the How I Met Your Mother, the naked man, but as an angel.
At least that guy had respect, and he didn't just run up and start hugging people. But I give that actor props. Like, I give that actor big props. That probably had to be super uncomfortable, and he did it, and did it well.
Yeah. So yes, we see that it is actually Cupid there that we're seeing in action, and of course, directly behind him is Lucifer, and man, he is just not a nice guy. My note says Lucy is a dick. He mocks the guy. He asks for some answers about stuff. Tells him he's going to let him live. Steals his grace, and then, just to top it off, doesn't let him live. I don't understand. I didn't understand the point of killing him at that point. He's just a person, but I guess Lucifer and whatnot.
I know there was no point to killing him. There was no point to eating his entire grace. He could have left him some, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to do at first.
Yeah, I thought he was going to leave him some grace, like just take a little bit, and then, because where's the rule that says you have to eat the entire grace? There is no rule.
That we know of.
That we know of. But I thought he was going to let him live. Like, there was no point to killing him at that point. And I think Lucifer was surprised when he was like, there's not many of us left. Like, what do you want from us? Find me more angels. Where? You've killed them all. Cass has killed them all.
This is something that we've talked about before. It seems there was basically a set number of angels for millennia, and then the Winchesters were born, and and the population of everybody seems to be dropping. I'm surprised there's not an all-out war on the Winchesters by all sides at all times.
You would think that the monsters would have banded together by now.
Yeah, sort of a Justice League of religion. So we go over to the bunker, and Castiel has finally gotten back to the boys, and he sort of recaps what happened, how he got kidnapped, and the escape with Lucifer, and the aggressive cop buddy drama that was about to happen. And they're of course stunned. They thought he'd been talking to them every day. So he just kind of recaps his whole situation there, and then we cut back to Lucifer wandering around the street, and he's not happy. You can tell just from the way he's looking at things, women, food. He's feeling kind of human. What did you think about the acting in that scene? Because I thought Pellegrino was killing it.
That was the funniest. What? You never seen the Prince of Darkness before? Keep walking. I'm walking here. That's what I was expecting him to say.
Yeah.
But that was hilarious. He has no idea how to function as a human, and neither did Cass, to be honest, when Cass was human. But he had kind of an idea. I mean, he didn't know how to use toothpaste, but I thought that was just bad writing in my opinion. Because, I mean, come on, he lived with that human woman, Daphne, remember her? For like 8 months when he was an amnesiac. Yeah. So you're telling me that he didn't pick up any kind of human, like, functions? Like, the guy was like a sponge. He did everything the humans did. So you're telling me he didn't watch or brush your teeth or, you know. So I thought that was just poor writing, in my opinion. It was done just for laughs. But yeah, so he has no clue how to function, and it's kind of hilarious. So
yeah. So we see that he walks up on a beggar, and the dude is doing pretty well. I don't know that I've ever seen a bum where every single person that gives them money and folding money.
I know.
Like,
and completely and utterly ignoring the other guy. Like, that's just messed up. Like, no, we're just going to give you all the money because you have cool hair.
Especially the ones that would pass by him first. Like, I can understand if you're coming the other way and that's the first bum, so you give the money there. No, these people walk past Lucifer and put it in his thing. That was hilarious. We shift briefly over to Ketch and Asmodeus, where we see that Asmodeus he's a little bit nervous. He's heard Lucifer's back, and that's not going to be good for him one way or another.
No, it's not.
He essentially sends Ketch out to kill Lucifer. Who saw that coming?
That's so well. Well, I knew Ketch was going to play a part, obviously, but he to kill the devil, like, I mean, Asmodeus has to know that Lucifer is not going to stay weak. You know, he has ways to recharge, and so now he's got the Prince of Darkness no longer on his side. He's bit the hand that made him, literally. And so, you know, now he's probably thinking, oh crap, we're screwed. And their byplay, they have a very interesting dynamic. Jeffrey Vincent Praise and I think that's his name, Praise. And David Hayden Jones had just a very interesting dynamic. And I would like to see them. It was really good.
I like the way that Hayden Jones would ride right up to the edge of being disrespectful while still definitely being respectful.
Exactly. It's very British, I think, of writing that line of, I'm going to be the most disrespectful person, but I'm going to be the politest person while doing it.
Yeah,
so.
Essentially, there's a part towards the end where Ketch says to him, he says, even as good as I am, and I am very good, even I don't think I could, defeat a fully powered up Lucifer. No, you probably couldn't.
Nope, not even a little.
So after that brief interlude, figuring out why we're going to see Ketch later, the beggar is talking to Lucifer again and giving him some tips. Got to change your vibe, man. Yeah, just Prince of Darkness.
Like, what do you mean my vibe? Oh, is it my vibe? It was hilarious.
Yeah, I find it biblically poetic that you have a beggar trying to help Lucifer and not knowing it. Yeah, that was pretty good. So he offers to get Lucifer some food. It's like, yeah, because that guy made all the money. And then they walk right past the restaurateur, around the corner to a dumpster.
Which made no sense. But it was hilarious. He's like, why don't we go take all your money that you got, and why don't we go inside where the food is clean and hot?
And not, what was it, like at least a day old or something. And the guy, of course, starts reminiscing about how good some of the truly rotten food he's had is. But during this conversation, the guy says, I don't want to spend any of this money. I'm saving up to go to this faith healer. And of course, Lucifer's reaction is like, yeah, you don't really believe in that, do you? Which I find ironic as well. And the guy tells him, yeah, no, this one actually works. People get diseases cured and limbs regrown and whatnot. And so Lucifer figures, hey, there's maybe another angel. Gotta go check it out.
Right. Because faith healer, as we have learned, faith healers are being controlled by some kind of supernatural entity.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There was the one with what was it? Making a deal with death and just trading stuff.
Yeah, well, the Reaper, the very first episode that introduced the Reapers, and it was his wife that was controlling the Reaper, and he actually, that was the saddest thing about that whole episode, is he thinks that he's literally doing God's work, having no idea that his wife has made a deal with these Reapers. And then at the end, when he goes to heal the girl with the brain tumor, and he can't do it anymore because the Reaper's been freed, that was just so sad.
Yeah. Before we get back to the main thing, was this the one that was written by what's the weird couple?
This was the one that was written by Buck Lemmings.
Yeah.
And I was actually surprised at how well they handled both the introduction of Sister Joe, not utterly destroying Castiel's character, which they have a tendency to do. They make him an imbecile, and making some good snarky dialogue. They don't often have that in their episodes, the snark. And they wrote,
I've got some of it called up for later.
Yeah, so they wrote. Yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised. This one goes up for a good episode for them.
Yeah, I thought the only thing that I really noticed that was indicative of their style, they have a real tendency towards misogyny, and I think there was a little bit of that in this, but nowhere near as violent as it has been.
The way that they wrote that weird Grace scene later with the sharing in the hotel room, that was a little creepy. I didn't need that.
It reminded me a lot of the Top Gun sex scene.
Exactly.
I was like,
that's not what I wanted from that scene, So other than that, though, the rest of it was really good.
Yeah. Okay. So we go back to the bunker. Dean is detailing their plan to go and get Mary and Jack, which is clearly a very, very long shot. The type of stuff that could only happen to a couple of brothers, maybe, 12 times so far.
Yeah. Right.
At some point, they got to realize they're kind of charmed.
A little bit. They got angels, God, literally watching out for them, so it's all good.
Do you think we're ever going to see Chuck again?
I think so. I don't think that it's going to end without seeing both him and Amara. I don't think that they're going to have one without the other. And I think eventually that they will return. I don't think they'll do anything major, like it may be, just like
a guest spot one episode.
Guest spot one episode, like maybe they're in or maybe we might see him in the alternate world. Maybe they're powerless in the alternate world.
That would be interesting.
So we'll have to see, because I know that they're not done bringing in characters. So
right. Okay. In the middle of the after the Mary and Jack plan, Donatello shows up, and I always forget what his name is at first in the episode. I was like, "That's the prophet guy."
Yeah, that's what I do too. I'm like, "Oh, prophet guy," and then I'm like, "What's his name?" And then, "Oh yeah, Donatello from the," and then I go the Ninja Turtle. They like the Ninja Turtle.
My third thought then is it's always it's that guy that raised Angel's kid.
Yes. Oh, I hated that guy. Like the actor though, a good actor, but hated that guy.
Yeah. Um, at this point, Castiel gets a screaming Angel Radio headache, and my note here is, Angel Radio is a dumb name, but I can't think of anything better.
No, but it's a dumb name because Dean is what named it, and Dean doesn't name things well.
He does
so
words
that's
good.
Why it's dumb. Remember Jefferson Starships? Because they're tough and hard to kill. I mean, it's like, and then the other, the con death worm for the ear thing that came in the.
Ugh, I remember that.
Yeah, so he comes up with stupid names.
Death worm. All right. They go to, or they hear about Cupid getting killed, literally chested. Chested? I don't know if there's a verb for that. And they go check it out, discover, yes, it is in fact Cupid. And they figure out Lucifer is going around sucking up some graces. What?
Dude, my Twitch chat just caught up. I'm sorry, I was missing stuff. We got Beacon jumping up in the chat room with us, and I freaking miss Jack Malice's Superwhovian tells me all the time that Bucks Lemmings is the greatest team ever. She loves them and hearts them, and so he's gonna get kicked in the groin later. And then so definitely shout out to Beacon in the chat. All right.
Welcome, guys. So they start discussing the possibility of having to face a rejuiced up, regraced Lucifer. They figure out he's searching strength out, and Dean says, "So we're boned." and just the look on Misha's face, he turns to him and he goes, "Epically."
I know. Misha is the best at deadpan dialogue. He really is.
Yeah. He's been doing it for a long time now, doing it well.
He has.
So we finally get to see Sister Joe, and that's Jensen's wife.
It is Jensen's wife. Yeah, that's Danielle, his wife. Who, if you don't know, she was initially in One Tree Hill. That was her biggest role to date. Not a fan of the show personally. I think she's a fine actress herself. Just hated that show. She was also in How I Met Your Mother. Briefly, she was in the one episode she played Stella's sister that gave up the wedding, or whose husband left her and they got married on the island.
Oh, yeah.
So she played that role. And then she met Jensen filming a very good indie flick that I'm going to recommend highly. It's called 10-Inch Hero. No, it's not a porno. All right. It takes place in a sandwich shop. Jensen's in it. He plays a punk. He has a big old green mohawk. It's absolutely hilarious. Everyone needs to go check it out.
Right on. So yeah, we actually finally get to see her, and she's incredibly calm to be all of a sudden faced with Lucifer, and it's confusing for him. He's no weeping, no quaking. Should I quake? He goes, yes, most people do.
I know, most people do. But I think they can sense. I think angels can sense that he's weak. And what is there to be afraid of right now?
Yeah. Wonder if you get I don't know. Wonder what that feeling would be. Like, can you tell he's got one grace in him? 3? 2.5 at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. And how come he doesn't get sick? Is he going to get sick like Cass got sick, or is he not going to get sick?
That's a good question. I don't think that it's been long enough for that to have happened yet. He's only been loose with somebody else's grace for a day at this point.
I know, yeah. So you have to wonder, because he may not know what happened to Cass. Maybe only Crowley knows. Maybe only Hannah knows, but Hannah's dead. So
yeah. So they do the little witty banter thing. He makes fun of her for being an angel that's taking money for faith healing. And she explains pretty calmly, look, I'm the only one actually making a living around here. This place is expensive. If I have to be here, I'm going to be comfortable. And
exactly. Which is shrewd,
Very pragmatic logic. But she essentially describes herself as a businesswoman, and she's going to make good deals. And he taunts her a little bit more, and then tries to kill her, essentially. But she stops that and puts the business plan in motion.
Right. Makes the deal. The devil's bargain. Thank God. All I have to say is I know that everyone had been so worried that it was going to be Cass that made the deal with Lucifer again. And they were just like, did you not learn the first time, like, to go down that road? So I'm hoping that this is the deal that they were talking about when Lucifer strikes the deal.
Right.
And also, Jack Malice wants to know how many 10-inch heroes do you have in you?
None at the moment. I'm trying to quit.
And as he put it, it's the Probo version, Probo, because apparently Jack forgot how to spell porno.
Maybe, yeah, okay. Maybe he meant pro bono. I don't know.
Pro bono, maybe, yeah, pro bono.
So she puts the deal in motion. Wouldn't it be better to just take a little now and a little later, and then let it grow back, and then a little? It's it's a sustainability program for Angel Grace.
It does make sense, and it's astounding that Lucifer didn't think of that. Like, why would you waste your time hunting and killing when you could just take one and feed off it for eternity?
And honestly, that's kind of why I was surprised when he killed Cupid at the beginning, because I was thinking, okay, he's gonna. I was surprised that he took it all. I thought he was going to leave some. I seem to remember that happening before when Cass was doing the Grace thing. So we knew that it could grow back as long as there was some to grow back from.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
mm-hmm.
that was maybe the only bad part of how they wrote Lucifer tonight. Just a little bit dumber than he should be. Yeah, so he takes the deal clearly. The boys are looking around trying to figure out where Lucifer might be, because they've got their plan to capture him and maybe kill him. And Sam finds the bum. Bum tells him about Sister Joe, and the boys get to take off in that direction.
Right.
But was it okay? So they go to the place where Lucifer had been meeting with Sister Joe, or what was it, Anael?
All right. Well, when you see it spelled out, it looked like a nail, but they're pronouncing it differently, like N-A-L. And I'm like, come on, like, seriously, that's two names now that you stole from prior characters. You took Joe, who was a very iconic character from seasons 2 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're taking a nail. It may as well just be a nail, which was Anna's character, her angel name.
Mm-hmm.
Is it seriously that hard to think of two fresh new names? That was ridiculous to me. It made no sense.
Yeah, just randomly hit the keyboard 3 times and then add an L at the end.
Exactly. Camiel, fuckmiel. There you go.
Phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go.
That's going to get some comments.
All right, and then
so everybody busts into where that meeting had been taking place, and they end up instead facing Arthur Ketch. And
that was hilarious. Oh man, they need to be in more scenes together, because he gets tiny. He's like, oh, come on, like the last time we were together, I saved you and you shot me. Like, how is that fair?
Yeah, that was good. I like the interaction that he has with him. It's the best interplay between the boys and another individual other than Castiel, of course, since Crowley. And even Crowley got a little bit cartoony at the end, but yeah, that was a good little interaction. So we go to the creepy scene that we were talking about earlier, and we see Sister Joe, Anael, and Lucifer, and she's feeding him some Grace in a scuzzy motel room. Very suggestively shot.
Yes. Not the best camera, not the best choice, I think, but I get it. She's using power over him, and it was subverted.
Yeah.
And I get that.
Well, what I wrote down with it is could you have more clear of that's not an analogy, a metaphor, like shoot it more like they're having sex.
Exactly. And it was supposed to be, I get it, it's supposed to be, in this case, I think it was supposed to be seen more as an act of giving, obviously, than him taking. So it was supposed to be that way, I guess. I don't know. It was weird, though. It was weird.
It did kind of demonstrate that she's building herself some power over him, which was kind of cool. So they even have the after chat, the laying around smoking a cigarette chat. Well, he talks about how weird it was to be human, and they bond a little bit. Also felt creepy. It just this whole scene felt like walking past mom and dad's bedroom door at the wrong time. Like, ooh, I didn't need to see that.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone needed to see that.
At this point, we cut away briefly to Asmodeus and the prophet Donatello as he walks out of the chicken shack. And this guy wasn't kidding earlier when he said that he needed a lot of chicken for brain food, because he's got a big bucket of chicken. And we see Castiel step out on the sidewalk in front of him, and you're like, wait, that's not this whole shape-shifting thing. The boys are going to need code words.
Yes, they are. They've got code words. They had code words. What happened to Funky Town? What happened to what's their word for when we're the word Crowley gave to Sam when he was in Sam's head to let him know that Dean sent him? Wasn't it like a town in New York? Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie, yeah.
Poughkeepsie. What happened to these code words so you know that you're not talking to your dang brother? Like, they should just walk in the room every single time they're separated and just be like, Poughkeepsie, and then there you go. That's how you know. Like, seriously.
But then, the spot, yeah. I just thought, with the shapeshifter around, don't take any chances.
Oh, Christ.
We cut back to the motel room. Sam has pulled the old where the credit card he pulls a little scam, get her down to the desk, get her out of the room for a minute. And I thought it was good the way the acting was good. She made it really come off as, oh, I'm so scared right now. Thank you for saving me. But we already kind of knew, no. So that was a little bit hard to watch the boys walk into that room trusting her.
Yeah, she did play it well, though. And them, they're a sucker for a woman in distress. They get sucked in. It's that alpha male thing, damsel in distress, go. I mean, she's clearly what has become a powerful angel. You've got a weakened Lucifer. You're telling me she's terrified? I don't think so. Come on, use your brain. The big brain.
Yeah. Lucifer, before they bust into the room, though, Lucifer reading the Bible. That was great.
They get it wrong.
So he's
always stealing my words. What is it about him that he always becomes such a teenager? When the last season, when he's in Sam's room, not even his own room, he's in Sam's room blasting the emo rock, and they're standing outside the door knocking on it like, come on, you got to go talk to him. Like, what the hell? Like, when did we become in an episode of Full House? Full House. Like, what's going on?
I like when he puts on the pouty teenager act. Pellegrino is so great at playing different versions of Lucifer, and I feel like he's been written a little bit too cartoony lately. So this actually was a nice slowdown from that. It was just more snark. So the boys do go into the room. They think that they have a weakened Lucifer cornered, and clearly that we know that that's not the case. NAL has kind of, she hints to him, hey, I already kind of am working on your side because I told him how weak you are right now, rather than the battery recharge you've been getting lately.
Right.
And they just throw all three boys across the room real quick.
Yeah. Sad they didn't see it coming.
I'm kind of surprised that the boys walked in that confident. I mean, they've been through enough stuff to know that there's a good possibility this is a trick.
Yeah, I know. Like, come on. Like, I thought that they were going in and then they were going to twist the twist. And no, they just walked right in and there you go. And I'm like, come on, don't you learn? Like, haven't you learned?
As soon as Sam told her, we got this, you should get out of here now, and she didn't go anywhere, he should have thought, wait a minute, that's not good.
Yes. They are a little slow sometimes.
Yeah. Lucifer, NIL wants to get out of there right then. Lucifer, being Lucifer, has to take that extra couple of seconds to literally twist the guts, it looked like.
Twist the guts.
And I was thinking...
You missed this. Oh, go ahead.
I was just thinking, if he's got this much power that he can do that stuff, even at his charge, why doesn't he ever just poof them? Just make them not exist?
I don't know. He enjoys torture. He probably wants to torture Sam for eternity again. I mean, who knows? He's crazy. But you missed his best line when they walked in and he was trying to play the innocent act. And he's like, oh, Sam, what is that you do with your hair? Is that a leave-in conditioner?
That was
like, oh, my God.
But so he's kind of twisting them up on the floor. And then Arthur Ketch saves the day again.
I know he does. It's hilarious.
What I had forgot to mention, of course, earlier is that when they met him earlier, they knocked him out, put him in their trunk. Or not even knocked him out, but put him in the trunk, definitely. So that's how he even ended up there. And he puts forth his pitch again. You know what, guys? We're all going after Lucifer. Let's join teams. They turned him down earlier. This time, he's making some better points.
Yeah, he is. And apparently you found his line. His line of Michael destroying the world is the line he won't cross, apparently.
No, I thought it was releasing Lucifer upon the earth again or something like that.
That's what it was, yeah. I couldn't remember. But yeah, that's what it is. Lucifer walking free is what he won't cross.
I mean,
so he wants to team
that's
up.
definitely a good line, but I think maybe it should be closer.
A little bit.
But actually, I think the best point he made and the funniest line of that little speech was, I'm the lesser of, well, at least three evils. Talking about how they had to face the devil and Asmodeus.
Yes, that was hilarious.
So we see where Lucifer and NIL have gone, and it's to come up with a little, just out in the woods somewhere, come up with a little plan, figure out their future, and then they go over and go to the angel doorway playground, where we see three angels waiting for them, and one of them is Eric Acero, who used to be Sheriff Joe Lupo on Eureka. And my main note for that scene was just Eric Acero with an exclamation mark. What did you think about the points he was making to them about why they needed him?
About Lucifer? I said it's about frickin' time. Like, this whole season, even last season a little bit, all they've been doing is crying about how few angels they had. Well, stop crying about it and do something about it. Like, okay, I don't know how Lucifer is going to make him. I guess he's going to make him the way God did. I don't know what that involves, but all right, more power to him. But like, you had the power to create Nephilim. If you needed a Nephilim, just make one. Like, God ain't around. He ain't going to come smite you down for making a Nephilim.
I think the problem there is that since aren't Nephilim supposed to be more powerful than the angel that created them? So like right now, theoretically, Jack is more powerful than Lucifer. I doubt he would ever create a whole.
Which is why Asmodeus wants them.
That were more powerful.
Right. So they are. So there you go. You create your thing. You teach it. I don't know, whatever you want to teach it, love, compassion, humanity, whatever. And then you just have him make more angels.
Yeah.
Get 10, 20 of them, whatever,
And as to whether you said, I don't know how Lucifer is going to do that and maybe make him like God did. I think, no, he's absolutely lying. He doesn't know how to make more angels. There's no possible way. If he did, he would have done that already. So I think that's just him.
He would have made an
lying
angel
to get up there.
Yeah, unless he needed something in heaven. But he was in heaven. He was in heaven in season, what was that, 11, when he was possessing Castiel?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was season 11, yeah. When Misha, that was one of the best improvised scenes ever. Do you remember the scene in heaven? He's trying to convince the angels to team up with him to take down the darkness. And there's that black angel, and he's sitting there, and Misha literally climbs in his lap and is like playing with his tie and stroking his face. That was all improvised. He was not supposed to do that. That's why that look of terror on the guy's face was totally legit. Because he's talking about, killing him and doing all these horrible things to him. That's why the look of terror was legit, because he's just like all of a sudden Misha's climbing in his lap. And they went with it. They were like, that's awesome. Here we go.
That's awesome. We cut back to a huge pile of... by the way, first, Lucifer tells them, hey, not only am I going to make more angels, I can get your wings back. And we cut away there.
That's the one. That's the lie. That's the one I don't believe.
I think they're both. I think he's lying about both.
He could be. He could be. And then we got Gia in the chat. She's alive. Gia. We have Gia in the chat. She is alive, and we miss her. So catch up. You got 2 weeks. We're on hiatus. No more episodes till after the Olympics. So, maybe we'll catch you on the next chat, live and in person.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So we cut back to a huge pile of chicken bones, and I didn't understand why they thought they were going to get the same spell off of a demon tablet as an angel tablet in the first place. But we cut back to the prophet doing some translation. The next scene, we see that the angels have made the deal. It was the I can get your wings back line, and they have agreed to make him the undisputed, unrivaled king of heaven. And you notice him pull a Bruce Campbell.
Yes, friggin' Mark Pellegrino, dude, that was crazy. But he's got Sister Joe by his side, or whatever they're calling her. I don't know what to call her. I'm gonna call her Anna Joe. I mean,
yeah, you got to wonder what her position is going to be, because wasn't she supposed to be like a weaker or just inconsequential angel before?
Well, that's what Cass said. The line was, Cass says, in heaven she was nothing. She was a low-level functionary. And then Dean goes, well, yeah, now she's Satan's gal pal, so that's great.
But yeah, we see the Lucifer's in charge of heaven. I thought, honestly, they were going to end the episode there, and then I noticed there was like 3 minutes left. We cut down to Ketch and Asmodeus, just, kicking back, having a scotch, talking about the magical knife he just got. I had thought earlier when he had first come back, where he said he'd been gone for a while on an important errand. I remember thinking, you have Lucifer in a cage. What's more important?
Yeah, what is more important? I thought maybe he was looking for intel on Jack, but then again, how would he have known? They didn't know where Jack was. They didn't know Jack was in the alternate world. Because Cass was already Oh, no. I take that back. They would have, because he was posing as Cass. So I thought maybe he was looking.
Oh, yes. I've heard all that stuff from Dean's or Sam's mouths.
Yeah. So I thought he may have been looking for intel on how to get to the alternate world, because he needs alternate world, or he needs Jack to open up whatever to get the Demogorgons out of, because I can't remember what they're called. So they're Demogorgons. But then you find out freaking Supernatural dropping the bomb, and then just kidding, 2 week hiatus. You sons of bitches.
Yeah. So he's got the even more spiffy version of the Angel Blade. It's the Archangel Blade. Got a little more flair to it.
But you have to wonder what he got, because there were only 4 of those in existence that we know of. They had the Michaels, Lucifer's, Gabriel's, and Raphael's.
Right.
So I wonder who's he,
Well, I got to figure it's going to be the one that he has in captivity, because Ketch points out, that may be able to kill an archangel, but only if another archangel is the one using it. And you got to,
Mike did not know before.
No,
we did not know
Michael
that.
We didn't, but I don't know, that was a little bit weird too. Just throwing in random bits of lore.
Yeah, but
But yeah, he says another archangel has to use it, and Asmodeus says, "Well, thanks for telling me what I already knew. Check out my cage." And yeah, we see I think it was the stitches on the lips that were the worst part of that.
That was so
Did you notice
creepy.
that?
Yeah, that was
Ugh.
so creepy. The tweet Richard Spite dropped, or Spate, however you say his last name, dropped in the chat or in Twitter, and it was literally like, "Oh, well, how can you tell secrets when your mouth is all sewed shut?" And he had a big old, and you could tell he was smiling underneath, so the stitches were going up, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so creepy."
Yeah. But yeah, we see he's got the Archangel Gabriel. And I'm sure, a high-level hell functionary can easily handle and control an archangel. That shouldn't be any problem, right? What could go wrong? So that was the end of the episode. And we have until after the Olympics, you were saying.
Yeah, after the Olympics. If you haven't noticed, by the way, people who watch television, just about everything is on hiatus right now. No new episodes of anything, pretty much. The Olympics have, I don't know, I figured with the NBC shows, that was how it was going to be, because the Olympics are actually on NBC. But apparently nobody wants to try to compete, so they're not. And pretty much everything is on hiatus. So.
Yeah, so we will not be back this following Thursday, but the one after.
The one after that, that's correct. And then Jack brought up an interesting point. He says if he remembers his biblical lore correctly, there's supposed to be 14 archangels, whereas supernatural is only introduced 4.
Right.
That we are aware of. And the original Anna had mentioned that there was only 4. Only 4 angels had seen the face of God. Well, now 5 because Cass has, but
right.
So, and that was the 4 archangels: Michael, Lucifer, Gabriel, and Raphael. And Raphael is as far as we know, he's gone. Yeah. I mean, Cass proved him good. And then, Gabriel being alive. But you have to wonder: is it this Gabriel? Is it a different universe Gabriel? I don't see how it could be a different universe Gabriel, because if he knew how to get to the alternate universes, why
wouldn't need Jack?
Why would he need Jack? So you have to wonder: did Lucifer kill Gabriel, bring him back to life, and has been keeping him in hell this whole time, and nobody knew about it? Maybe.
Yeah, you just wonder why there would have been an archangel off the stage all this time.
Right. Well, remember, Metatron brought him back, but supposedly he was a hallucination. Right? In season, God, I don't even remember. They all run together. Season 11? Yeah. Season 12?
Metatron would have been earlier. Yeah, 10, I think.
No, it would have been season 10. 9.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. A long time ago.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. What was your favorite part of the episode?
Let's see. A probably overall favorite part, besides the reveal at the end, which was just fun. I really liked. I don't really have a particular favorite. I liked just the interactions. I liked Ketch and Asmodeus. I would like to see more of them together. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how they have to work with Ketch, because I think that's going to be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious to watch him try and fit in. They have a weird dynamic, the 3 of them, and you can tell that they get along off camera. In fact, he actually broke them when they were filming. They're always playing pranks and everything. Well, I guess he got them really good, and he made them break character for like the first time ever. So it's going to be interesting to see how the 3 of them have to work together with Cass.
Yeah, like we said earlier, that's a really fun chemistry to watch. I think my favorite has to be Lucifer reading the Bible. I love the idea of that. Just seeing. It's like a celebrity looking through a trashy magazine and being like, okay, technically you got this part right, but that wasn't the context.
Right.
Yeah. So 2 weeks from now, until then, I think we are pretty much good for the night.
Definitely. Well, thanks everyone for watching. We had Jack in the chat. We had Beacon, Gia finally getting to join us. So hopefully she'll be back with us in 2 weeks, bringing a fresh
And that
eye.
chat channel is on our Twitch account. This is how we're streaming. We will live cast the streams, and then later you'll be able to archive them on YouTube. But Twitch is really a good way to go at this point. The account is free. Sign up and subscribe to us. That helps us out a lot. I'm at ICZorro on Twitter and Instagram. Super. How about yourself?
Where can you follow me? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, definitely. Well, follow me on Twitter. It's going to get busy on Twitter this week. Everyone is getting ready for Vegas Con, because if you forgot, Vegas Con's next week. So we are going to be hitting the Twitter hard. They've added new guests. All of these new guests, I can't even believe how many new guests. We've got Osric coming. We've got Asmodeus. They've added Rachel Miner, who played Meg. They've added Samantha Ferris, who played Ellen back in season 5. They got the guy that played Andy. Do you remember Andy from Simon Says, one of the special children? Gabriel Tigerman?
I think so.
Yeah, he's going to be there. Friggin' everyone and their mother. They got Jack coming. Meet and greets abound. I don't even want to think about how much money I'm spending on this stuff, or I'm going to have a heart attack.
Really good lineup.
So it's going to be fun.
Look forward to hear stories about that.
At Superwhovian Nut, I'm going to be streaming. We're going to have karaoke. It'll be a good time.
Excellent. And that will do it for us for tonight. Ooh, I can hear myself really well in that echo. We're going to be signing off for the night. Come back and see us later. But for now, carry on.
Peace.